Assalamu alaikum dear students and welcome to the YouTube channel of Multan Public School and College. It's lecture number 3 from the chapter Methods of Purification. Dear students, today we are going to discuss different physical methods involved in the separation of mixtures. The method involved basically depend upon the type of the mixture from which different components are required to be separated. If we have to separate a solid from a liquid mixture, different techniques which could be used are: number 1, filtration could be used. Number 2, dissolving, filtering and evaporating. This is the second technique. And the third one is crystallization. The method that is used to separate a solid from a liquid basically depends on whether the solid component is soluble or insoluble in the liquid mixture. If the solid component is insoluble, filtration could be used. If it is soluble, then dissolving, filtering and evaporating or crystallization could be used. Today we are going to discuss the detail of different techniques that are used to separate a solid component from a liquid mixture. Filtration is the technique that can be used to separate an insoluble solid from a liquid mixture. Different types of insoluble solids that are present in water, like sand particles, clay particles, or any other insoluble solid, it can be separated from the liquid mixture or water with the help of the process of filtration. A solid can be separated from a liquid by the help of filtration because the filter paper that is used in the process of filtration, that filter paper acts as a sieve. A liquid can pass through the pores of the filter paper, but a solid cannot pass through the pores and it is collected on the filter paper. That insoluble solid that is collected on the filter paper, it is known as residue, while the liquid that passes through the filter paper, it is known as filtrate. The simplest example that can be used to understand the process of filtration is the separation of sand from a mixture of sand and water. For this process, first of all we have to stir the mixture properly. Then pour the mixture into a filter funnel that is lined with the filter paper. The second step is collection of the filtrate. The filtrate in this process is water which passes through the filter paper and is collected in a conical flask or beaker. And the third and the last step is collection of residue. The residue is collected on the filter paper. This collected residue can be dried. In this process, the residue is sand. So when a mixture of sand and water is separated, sand is collected as a residue and water is collected as a filtrate. To understand the technique of dissolving, filtering and evaporating, we can take the example of a mixture of salt and sand. Salt and sand both are solids, but they behave differently in the same solvent like water. Salt is soluble in water, it gets dissolved in water, while sand is insoluble. So when water is added to the mixture of salt and sand and it is stirred for some time, the salt gets dissolved in the water, while the sand being insoluble, it can easily be removed with the help of filtration. So when the mixture is filtered, sand is collected as a residue on the filter paper, while salt being soluble, that is collected as filtrate. The salt solution can be evaporated. After evaporation, we can get pure salt crystals. So in the technique of dissolving, filtering and evaporating, The third and the last step is evaporation to dryness. Evaporation to dryness is used to obtain a soluble solid from a solution by heating the solution until all the water has boiled off. Evaporation to dryness, it is used to recover solid salt from a salt solution. The solid obtained by evaporation to dryness is not always pure. When all the water has been removed by the process of evaporation, any soluble impurities, they are left together with the solid salt. So they will be present in the solid salt that is collected as a result of evaporation to dryness. Crystallization is the method that is usually used for obtaining a pure solid sample from its solution. When a solid dissolves in a liquid solvent, it forms a solution. If the solution is heated for some time, solvent evaporates and the remaining solution is known as saturated solution. When the hot solution is allowed to cool to room temperature, some of the dissolved solid reappears in the form of pure crystals. These pure crystals can be separated on a filter paper. The process of crystallization can be used to separate pure copper sulfate crystals from an impure sample of copper sulfate. There are different conditions which are necessary for the process of crystallization. The slower will be the rate of evaporation, the larger will be the size of crystals. The second thing is the filtrate should never be evaporated to dryness. The solution that is used to form crystals, it should never be evaporated to dryness, otherwise it will destroy the crystals and either they will not form, or if they form they will be of very small size. Thank you dear students for watching the video. Now solve the given assignments accordingly.